Hi. Oh my God. Hi, I'm Luna. And a couple of days ago, I asked you guys to send me some questions slash requests for relationship advice anonymously. And I got a few. And listen, I'm not an expert whatsoever, but some of these were interesting and I had some thoughts on them. And it sounds like you wanted to hear what I had to say. So let's get right into it. Okay. This isn't about my relationship, but I know a woman. She's 44 years old. She's married and has kids, but she's cheating with many guys. Should I tell her husband with proof? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. Do you like drama? Is her husband your friend? Like, what is your relationship to these people? Because it just sounds like this is some random lady that you know, and she's cheating, and you want to tell her husband. And I get that. I mean, I guess a lot of people would say, think about what you would want in this situation. Like, would you want somebody to tell you? And I disagree. I feel like you're not. Well, I mean, I don't know what your relationship is with these people, but there's no need to get involved. I feel like you're going to cause unnecessary drama in your own life and also their life. And I'm not saying it's right, it's not, but I don't know, you got to choose your battles. This might not be the one. But it also depends on like who she is to you and who her husband is to you. So go forth with that. Do you think romantic breakups are harder than friendship breakups? I think I'm going through the latter now. Uh, well, I mean, as somebody who recently went through both, well, not recently, it was a while ago now, but uh, a romantic breakup followed simultaneously by a friendship breakup, I can say the friendship breakup, I mean, the romantic breakup definitely was messed up. I got over it, as you do, but the friendship one, I still have not. It's been over a year and I am still so confused because this person, I thought they were like a sister to me. Like I'd known them for almost like 10 years. And, something happens, you like rely on them during a vulnerable time, and then somebody tells you, you're too much for them just because you're being yourself. And that's kind of hard to hear, especially because you're only being yourself because this is a safe person to be yourself around. And then you realize they were not because they couldn't handle you. At least that was what my friendship breakup was about. I think I'm still not sure. They also broke up with me on my birthday, which is kind of fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. Like they didn't even tell me happy birthday, and they did it over text. And I reacted poorly, which I'm not proud of. But oh yeah, if you watch this, I'm not angry. We can just bury the hatchet and move on. With that out there, I think maybe friendship breakups are a little bit harder. But it depends on the length of the relationship too. Oh, there's another messy one. Recently started hooking up with my ex who has 3 kids, baby's father in jail. Not sure if I should keep seeing her or just ending things once and for all. What are you doing? Her baby daddy's in jail and you're fucking around with his baby mama. I feel like you're just asking for trouble. And also, do you want to raise these 3 children? This is just very messy. Don't do it. Like, if you're asking if you should end things with her or whether you shouldn't, I think you know the answer. It's that you should end things with her. 30 years, single all my life. All I do is work, read, work out, and play games. I love my life, but lately I've been feeling like I don't like the fact that I love my life. Does that make sense? Well, Anonymous, it really does make sense, or at least this is what I think you're trying to say, is that you are pretty happy with how your life is and what you're doing and where you're at, but you somehow think that you shouldn't be happy with it because you should be wanting other things. Yeah, it's funny. It's funny trying to think of like all the things we're told that we should want in our life. from such an early age, there's like such a set pathway that one has to follow. You know, you go to school, you go to college, you meet somebody, you fall in love, you get married, you have kids, and then you have a job, and then you get a mortgage, and then everything is just written down for us. Like it's like this is what you have to do to be happy or fulfilled or to be a whole person. And if you don't achieve any of these things, you're somehow less of a person. But obviously that's untrue. I mean, I live a very non-traditional life. I'm not saying I'm mentally sound, but I am somewhat happy. But I think I would be the same doing anything, to be honest. I think if you're just doing what makes you happy, then keep doing that. And you sound like you're not doing anything bad at all. Keep doing you and don't get too caught up in thinking about what you should like, if that makes sense. Just like what you like. Explain how best to approach a woman when out dancing at a club. Okay, take is probably going to be controversial to a lot of men watching. How to best approach a woman when out dancing at a club? Don't. Because I feel like if she wants to talk to you, she will. And maybe that's not completely true because I know a lot of people don't like to make the first move, especially in this heteronormative sense of like a woman hitting on a man. I get that it's not true in all cases, but based on my own experience, if I was outside dancing or like at an event or anywhere and I found somebody attractive, I would just approach them regardless of who they were. I have a narcissistic level of self-esteem, I guess. My answer to the question of how best to approach a woman when out dancing in a club is don't. Because yes, you know for sure she finds you attractive, like there's been some eye contact or like some proof of, you know, mutual attraction, she's probably just going to be annoyed that you talk to her. But again, that's me. Not every person thinks the same. So if the world constantly reinforces that you are not worth love, what do you do? I am not the biggest fan of positive or toxic positivity. And I know that sounds like a conundrum, but if the world constantly reinforces that you are not worth love, don't listen. But also, you know, I can't practice what I preach because I struggle with that too. Every single day, I have to choose to like myself every day. All I can say to you is just keep trying and don't believe it. So at the same time, the reason I said I hate toxic positivity is like sometimes you just want somebody to tell you that, yeah, this shit sucks. And you know what? Sometimes it does fucking suck and it will suck for a while. And, you know, it just feels shit. And that's okay too. And sometimes you probably hate yourself and that's fine. You know, nobody, like, I hate when you're telling somebody, like, oh my God, I hate myself right now. And they're like, no, but you're so amazing. Like, why can't you just say, that sucks? I would just like somebody to say that. I don't want to be reassured that I'm a nice person because I obviously don't think so. My advice to you is just keep trying for yourself. And it doesn't mean that you have to love yourself every day. It just means that you have to make it through the day for yourself and just keep choosing to wake up and doing the things that make you feel good. And eventually, hopefully, things will change and you won't feel like that anymore in a different way. Please let me know because I'm still working on that. Would you go for personality or looks? I want to be nuanced in my answer, but then when I look at my dating history and like think of some of the people that I've dated, they literally look like they snuck onto Earth. So clearly, I don't always go for looks. But as an older, more mature person now, I would like to say that both are not equally as important. You could have a great personality, but like sex and attraction is a big part of a long-term relationship. And if you are not attracted to your partner and are not being fulfilled in that way, then I think it's just not going to work in the long run because I feel like lots of other things come into play. Like you might resent them, you know, be tempted to cheat on them. You might want your needs met elsewhere and, you know, it just gets messy. So those things change too. Like you can just stop being attracted to a person. That's okay. You can't predict these things. But I'd say I would go for personality and looks together. I know that's a cop out answer, but it's true. Like, I do want to date somebody I find attractive and also somebody that I enjoy being with. Definitely matters if we get along and I actually like them as a human being. Be like a Krabby Patty, like those pretty patties in that SpongeBob episode where they're really beautiful on the outside, but then you bite into them and it's like cement. It's like you can have a really hot person, but you like get to know them, right? They like open their mouth and you're like, wow, you're really awful. So both is the answer. Don't even know if this is like a question or like, but I'll just read it out anyway. I get attached fast, so I act as a total green flag, which icks them out and they leave. The lover girl myself, or reformed lover girl. If you're just being yourself and they don't like that, then that person is probably not for you. You could play your cards closer to your chest and play that whole game of like, being, like I'm gonna take like 2 to 3 business days to get back to you, or I'm gonna wait. Like you sent me a text 2 hours later, so I'm gonna wait 4 hours to text you back. You could play that game or whatever, but unless you actually enjoy playing that game, it's really not fun. As somebody who does not like playing games like that, not like neurotypical enough to play games. Like, I don't understand. If you start playing games with me, I'll just get confused and just disappear. I don't know if this person's asking for advice. I'm just gonna say, like, if acting like a total green flag is just what you do, then keep doing you. I think that's about all of the ones I have. Let me know what you thought, and if you have any other questions, definitely send them to me. And you can also send them to me on my Instagram, and I will keep you anonymous, I promise. Thanks for watching.